Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into another edition of The Right Side of Campus. It is Thursday, October 17th, 2019. I'm the big man on campus. This is a daily sports betting show where we put you on the right side every day. We talk about the world of sports and everything in between. Donnie, how you doing today? My co-host, what's happening?
Yeah, doing good. Looking forward to a little football tonight, and we'll break that down and a lot more. Got some interesting, odds and ends on this game, but also, as we know, Jeff, Thursday get a little bit closer to the weekend. College football, pro football, a lot to go over today. We'll have an action-packed show for sure.
Yeah, lots to talk about. We got Denver, Kansas City tonight. We also have Yankees, Astros, pivotal, Donnie, game 4 up in the Bronx. Windy, high wind warning around here. Whether you're in Philadelphia, Jersey, New York, it is very windy out. All day it's been windy. That could affect this game tonight. Tanaka and Verlander on the hill. Also, 2 college football games. We'll look forward to the weekend. Week 8 college football, Week 7 NFL. Lot to get to. We'll give you a picture of everything. And Donnie, last night, Troy gets the job done here. We gave you that on the show. Told you, get down on the Trojans. They beat up on South Alabama. Wasn't easy initially, but they made it easy in the second half.
Yeah, close. It was close at the half, but it's the same thing that we were saying all yesterday. You're just outmatched at quarterback, and it really showed in that football game. So,
no, it's a totally good point by you. When you're betting college football, Donnie, and really any football, battle of the trenches is always important. You look at last night, Cevis Jackson, barely 50%, 2 big picks, and you look at on the other side, Caleb Barker wasn't much better, but Troy was just a better team. They were at home, and they were able to cruise to a big 24-point victory. Welcome in. A lot of people checking in already. Alex, another Alex, Justin, Ron, Halsey, Blake, Josh Garay, Justin. What's happening? Thanks for watching. Do us a favor. This is one thing many of you lack. Go on Twitter, hit the retweet button. It's a great way to get it out to people. There's some people, Donnie, that don't even know this channel exists.
This is true.
Where's your channel? What do you got going on? Hey, I just saw the Right Side of Campus is back. Good to see. Go check it out. Go on Twitter. Just hit that little square. It's very helpful. What do you got, Donnie? What were you doing last night? What'd you do? Did you end up going? What'd you do for dinner? You went to Burger
BK. It's a Burger King, man. Need a spicy chicken sandwich. Good. I didn't have anything to eat for dinner.
Wait, so Burger
fries.
King,
yeah,
they have chicken sandwiches now.
They're good. Burger King's got a good chicken sandwich, man. They do.
I know I'm a bigger guy, okay,
yeah.
But I've said before I haven't eaten fast food in years. Just don't like it. It's too greasy, too fried. But I have no idea what these places serve anymore. But I didn't know they serve chicken sandwiches.
Yep.
How good is it compared to the ones that?
I would say Chick-fil-A is always going to be the best chicken sandwich, but they make a pretty good chicken sandwich where, if you can't get the Chick-fil-A, which I don't actually have a Chick-fil-A within maybe 5 miles when like the Burger Kings, the McDonald's, like right up the street. So they make decent ones.
Scott Weaver in here. How about that?
Yeah.
Scott Weaver, listen, you want to talk about an original OG. Scott Weaver was back years ago. Donnie and I, when we were on Twitter many years ago, Scott was one of the original people. Shout out Scott Weaver. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Scott, I hope your kids are well. Good to see you. Paul Blakesley, shout out from England. Good to see you. Thanks for watching. Adam Lastman, what's happening? Kentucky Derek, Nick. Good group of people in here. Thanks for checking out the show. Donnie, let's get to some morning headlines here. We got a lot to do, a lot of picks to give out, but we relive the night that was, and we figure out what's going on in the world with morning headlines. First story, Donnie, is the LSU bomb threat, which, by the way, Donnie, I started to get to last night when StreamYard cut us off yesterday, cut us off early, but I wanted to get to this topic because it now has a gambling connection, Donnie. According to, and if you missed this story, an Alabama student is accused of a bomb threat at LSU after it was deciphered in a report that a friend of his made a substantial bet on the game, and he was trying to get out of it somehow. So he ordered a bomb threat, hopefully to evacuate the stadium, and the game wouldn't have counted. Now, I thought about this, Donnie. What bet could he have had? Because I'm guessing the under, because that was the only thing really Was it is that what he had?
No, what happens if he would have had either one of those teams? I believe it was tied up in the second half at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah, he could have had
before LSU pulled away. Yeah,
and they ended up covering. He could have had LSU. I feel like the under was what he had because he's trying to just end the game now, But
and by the way, I got a question for you. Like they didn't interrupt that game, correct?
No.
So I mean, so is that like the new protocol now? You could call in a bomb threat, and it doesn't even even if you did do it, they're not going to evacuate.
Yeah, which is interesting. That's a good point by you. What was the story? What was protocol here? You just take a bomb threat and say, "Oh, well, it's probably nothing."
Yeah, like if you're the government, you're like, I don't think it's credible, and then the stadium blows up, and like, that wasn't my fault. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of interesting in this day and age how credible those threats are, how many actual bomb threats get called in that we really don't know about. But I got to tell you, if there's 100,000 people in a stadium and a bomb threat is in, and nobody said anything, and a bomb goes off, good luck, man.
Listen, Donnie, I believe in a stadium of that size, I would have to think quickly the FBI would be consulted right away. I mean, again, could be local that dealt with it as well. But I think the credible threat thing this is different. This is hypothetically possibly domestic terrorism, no? I mean, you're threatening to bomb a stadium?
Yeah, he's going to do hard time for a while.
Yeah, I mean, he is. Yeah. This is definitely a serious thing. Yeah, I would love to know what the protocol was here on,
did they just the 911 call came in and he called it down there and then they traced the phone right away and the police were there within 3 minutes? He's like, dude, I was just joking. And all right, we're not going to.
Yeah, that's what
you're going to jail, but we're not going to do something like that. But it's kind of interesting when that happens.
Because when you call 911, unless you live in bumblefuck Egypt, they get to your house right away. So.
Now, see, Jeff, why have to take a shot at Egypt, man? Come on.
Oh yeah, I guess I shouldn't do it in this situation. Well, let's say you live in a desolate part of America.
Yes, yeah, where it's dude, 30 minutes. We'll get you ever see the cop shows where they have one cop per 500 miles in Alaska? Yeah,
where my parents used to live. They just moved recently.
Yeah,
they don't have a police force.
Yeah, the state troopers.
State trooper. Right. It takes some of
30 minutes. Exactly. Yeah,
sure.
Correct.
So if you have a general concern for crime, Donnie, if someone's holding your house up, you're out, you're going to deal with that. It's either you or him, know?
Yeah.
So that's, I guess that was the protocol here and what they did, but wild story. So I ask you, Donnie, this is a good question. I want to ask you.
Yep.
Obviously you've never called bomb threats in,
no.
But I remember when I was a young lad betting sports, we had the old school bookmakers where you're calling in the bets, you're texting the bets.
Yeah.
I remember, Donnie, I used to have a book. I was a kid, 17, 18 probably. I was still in high school at the time.
Yeah.
We had a book, Donnie, that Scores and Odds, that
correct.
website?
Yep.
He would use whatever the line was on Scores and Odds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Ryan, right?
Yeah.
Him and I figured out this thing where on a busy college basketball Saturday, occasionally Scores and Odds would put up the wrong odds.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say Wyoming plays I don't know.
Idaho State.
Sure, right.
Yeah.
And this is back when Wyoming was pretty good.
Yeah.
They had a pretty good team. Mm-hmm. And it was in Wyoming. And there would be spreads they'd put a wrong number out where they'd put, let's say Wyoming's a 24-point favorite.
Plus 24.
Yeah, right. So we caught on to this.
Yeah.
Now, Ryan was fairly new with this bookie. He didn't really deal with him much.
Yeah.
But I had been dealing with it for 6 months. Now, at that time, our normal bet was maybe $50 at the most.
Yep.
And we were betting, 10 maybe times a week. And we started putting in $500 bets. 2 different times. And this guy was pretty stupid. He was really delusional. He had no idea what was going on. He had so many customers. And we did it twice. And that night I reached out and he was we were chatting back and forth. And he's like, hey, he's like, what's up with you betting so much? He's like, that's not normal for you. He's like, you've only been betting $50. He goes, also, he's like, I wanted to let you know, we had a new guy reached out to us and he started betting 500 too. He goes, on the same game you're betting on. And he goes, and he starts reaching around. He's like, wait a second. He goes, did you? Wait, why is and he's kind of put 2 and 2 together, and he ended up banning us after a while. But
we
made $1,000 off that.
Yeah, yep, sure. Yeah, if they're falling asleep at the wheel. That was back in the day where some bookies, you would leave a recording on an answering machine and you watch the game and they, the guy was out. So you just call it in 14-0. Like, yeah, Eagles, money line.
I used to remember I loved Martin Luther King Day because that was the one day during the week
NBA
where
during the season.
Yeah, NBA was during the day. Mm-hmm. And you could they'd almost think it was at night. So you could already knew the scores. Artie Lang has talked about doing that. I think he did it with NHL or something. But so good amount of people in here. Thanks for checking out the show. We got a Rolk Air from Scranton, PA. Good stuff. Not too far away. Shout out to Scranton. I've never been there. I probably will never go there.
Scranton Business Park, man. You got to get up there.
So Donnie, you would never go to these lengths to prevent
No. But it actually would have brought an interesting precedent, Jeff. Let's just say it did work. I bet $10,000 that I don't have, and I'm going to somehow rig my way through this and get this game canceled where it's off the board, and maybe they don't find out about it. Wouldn't that have been an interesting precedent?
Yeah.
Because you know what I was worried about too? No, not even worried because it's not even going to come into focus, but here we go. Ready? This is why you can't legalize gambling. I'm waiting for it. It's coming. It's coming.
Social justice warriors.
There you go.
See, we told you people this is what would happen. Look at this. We had this happen. We had that guy in Staten Island trying to get people to fix games.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, actually. Okay, Donnie, I'm reading a statement from LSU.
Go.
Protocol was followed efficiently and effectively to quickly ascertain the source of the threat. The protocol included an immediate sweep of the stadium and a multi-agency investigation. So that means we called our federal partners and said, hey.
Now, how quick could they have done that? Come on now.
No, you can do that. Donnie, Donnie, do you know anything about the FBI? They could be at your house in a minute.
Yeah, but we're talking about minutes in the stadium. They swept the 90,000 seat stadium and said, "Yeah, we're good."
Well, again, I don't know how that goes as far as how they do that. But Donnie, I'm going to guess that this kid got a nice little couple of beatings before he went to the stadium to have them have to deal with this.
But where was he? He was in Alabama too. It wasn't even like an LSU fan or a Florida Gator fan, in the parking lot or lived down there. The dude's an Alabama kid.
Yeah, well, he must have had a big bet on this game. Wonder what the bet was, how much it was.
Dude, it was probably $500.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of this, before I move on, Donnie, I remember there's a book I read. It was George Anastasia book, Crime Writer from Philadelphia.
Yep.
He wrote a book on it was kind of like a plethora. It was like an anthology, basically, Donnie, of different mob stories in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And one of the ways Nicky Scarfo was brought down?
What?
There was a bettor. He was a LaSalle student.
Yeah.
He was betting not a ton, probably $500 a game. And he started getting down, and he got down so much that he went to the federal government and cooperated against,
man.
And that was kind of how he got out of all of it.
Yeah.
Good comment here. Hey, Jeff, long time no watch. Haven't seen you since you were 0-11 to start the B-ball season. Well, actually, it was 0-9, Wally, and I ended up positive. Make sure you throw that in. But hey, thanks for watching. What's with the kids?
Jeff, instead of going to the feds to turn bookie, why don't you do one of the old things like, hey man, I know you're about to get whacked in about 2 weeks. Let me borrow 30 patches eating. Sure, no problem, man.
Listen, there's a little go for you. If you know someone's gonna go borrow money from
sure,
them.
No problem. All right, thanks, man.
And then in the kitchen, man, I wish you would have borrowed money off Vito.
Yep, smile while he's cooking.
Smile. Yeah. That's fucking great. What's up with the Kansas backdrop? I don't know. Just picked a random one. I picked random.
Playing TCU, man. You can't beat that.
Yeah. Nice little January action, probably on a Tuesday night.
At the Fog? Sure.
God, nothing better. Fog Allen Fieldhouse.
I always get the calls. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, next story, Donnie. This is not sports related, but I think it's a fascinating story. Donnie, a family in the Netherlands. What's the other name for the Netherlands, Donnie?
I don't know.
Holland.
Okay. Oh, I thought you meant like a nickname or something.
No. So basically, Donnie, there was a story about a family who, according to reports, had spent 9 years on a farm waiting for the end of time. They've been discovered by police after one of them turned up at a local pub. A man that was 58 and 6 young adults aged 18 to 25 were living on a farm. Basically, they found 6 people living in a small space in the house, which could be locked, but wasn't a basement. The older man had been arrested. According to the family, he is the father of the 6 children. It was not clear whether they'd been there voluntarily. Basically, they were, I guess, from Austria, and they were basically living on this compound, isolated from the rest of the world. They lived on vegetables and small animals. They'd been living in isolation, waiting for the end of time. The bar owner described the man had come in, ordered 5 beers, and drunk all of them. He then had a chat, relieved he had a runaway and needed help. He had long hair, a dirty beard, wore old clothes, and looked confused. He had been to school and had
money.
He didn't need any.
Well, how did he get the beers?
I guess maybe that he just opened a tab. I don't know.
Let me get 5 real quick and just pounded him so he could bounce.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Officers found the remote farmhouse and carried out a search. They discovered a hidden staircase behind a cupboard in the living room that led to a secret room where the family was housed. I got to see this house, dude. I got to see this. I got to see what that looked like down there, Donnie.
Christ.
Could you imagine that?
No,
9 years?
9 years, and you just like, how do you get away? How do you pay your bills? Like, how would just like an abandoned house?
I guess maybe the house was paid off. I don't know, and they just like
Jesus,
crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the farm is outside a village and accessible by bridge over a canal.
Sounds like an M. Night Shyamalan movie coming up for us, Jeff.
I would love to see what this place looked like inside. Jesus Christ. People in the area, Donnie, tweeted the news, and one reporter posted images of the farmhouse saying he'd been asked to keep at a distance from it. Jesus.
I don't know what else they're going to find on that thing.
Sounds like a spooky zombie movie.
It sounds like Waco, Texas, man. Come on.
I'm just messing with you, but it was definitely more than 0-9. Okay. Well, hey, listen, I guess you know everything, right? But hey, listen, Wally, thanks for coming back. We appreciate you. Donnie, it's always nice to get those kind of people in here, right?
Yes. That means we're getting close to college basketball season, Jeff.
I guess this is deployed. Big man doesn't know anything about college basketball. Yeah. Well, hey, listen, Wally, how about you share your picks and I'll share mine, and we'll see who comes out on top.
Yes.
They searched his phone records for sure. Oh, that guy. Yeah, the bomb guy. Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they found out quick. They probably got to him within minutes, and he's like, dude, I'm just some white knucklehead. Like, I don't have bombs. And all right, you know what? Let's defuse the situation. Because if they couldn't find him, you have to empty the stadium, right? Like, if they showed up at the house, like, yeah, I don't know who called.
See, I don't even know
what you're talking about.
I think as soon as the call was made, this idiot was probably thought it's like *67 would like block the number, and he probably called from one of those burner phones or something. Jesus. And he probably didn't even do that. He probably just
called from his boy's cell phone.
Yeah, right. And they were probably at that house before the phone call ended. The FBI is wild, man. They can be anywhere.
Sure.
So Donnie, before we move on, let me ask you, how long? And we've talked about this before. How long could you? And I'm just going to say in your house. Mm-hmm. How long could you stay in your house without leaving?
A long time.
Like how long? Like you cannot leave. You can't step outside of your door. You can't walk outside. You can't not leave.
I could do it for weeks, couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. 9 years.
Yeah, no, you can't do 9 years.
I've talked about it, Donnie. There's a guy. I don't know him like per se, but he's a distant friend of a family member that I know that still lives in Europe, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have family that lives in Europe still. There's a kid in a village in Albania that I've heard about. This is a true story. You can actually look it up. He was on the news. In Albania, Donnie, there's still blood feuds where, like, let's say someone kills someone in your family.
Yeah.
You, according to tribal law, your life goal can be to kill that person. You have basically carte blanche to do that. So the families of those people basically have to live in their house. They can't ever leave.
Yeah.
And there's a kid in one of the villages. He's not left his house in like 20 years. Because if he leaves his house, he'll be murdered.
Yeah.
And what they're trying to do in Albania is cut it out, like start mediating and like get the families to like bases shake on it that nothing's going to happen. And
there's
people that live in like reclusiveness. Like,
it's
crazy.
Is what it is, right?
All right, Wally, you're out of here. See you later, pal. Wow, you can actually show comments. Look at that, Donnie. That's pretty cool.
What do you mean?
Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, see that?
Are Yanks?
You're learning as you go.
Are Yanks batting the triple threat Gardner in the 3-hole again? Well, listen, we'll get to that in a second. Yankees are struggling in general. But Wally's he's about out of here. So our first block on the new show.
Bing bong boom.
Depends how cold it is outside. Yeah, good
new
point.
Baseballs. Yeah.
No, he means staying inside.
Yeah.
All right, last story, and then we'll get to the sports. Donnie, a mysterious Eagles player is in the news. Nobody knows who it is, but Josina Anderson is reporting that basically, I guess, an Eagles player mentioned to her that we dropped the ball. I don't ever want to talk about that. Everybody knew what it was going to take to get him. I could have told you that. That's an Eagles player to Josina Anderson on Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
So who do you think it is?
It's got to be a defender to me. Like, because I know people were saying Alshon Jeffrey because he has a relationship with Josina Anderson, but he's got to know if he has a relationship with Josina Anderson, she's not going to put like business like that out as like a quote. She would just use like innuendos on some people on the team aren't happy. They're not going to use exact direct quotes from that. I got to say it's a defender. Like, it would sound to me like almost
Malcolm.
like a Malcolm Jenkins or like a Fletcher Cox, something in that. You know what I mean? Like somebody who has something to gain from him. It's not going to be a cornerback because obviously cornerbacks don't want to lose their job no matter how shitty they are, like Sidney Jones is. It's not really going to be an offensive guy because they really worry about their own. It's got to be a defender.
And it has to also be a guy that can talk his own talk because he actually is good.
Correct. Like he's a team leader. Yeah. And this is like some rando is not going to like back up cornerback. Like Orlando Scandrick is not going to be texting Josina Anderson. Like, we really needed this guy. You know who says it? Like, dude, I'm trying everything in this secondary back here, Malcolm Jenkins. I can't be all over the field. If you got me, Jalen Ramsey on one side, I can go back to saying, you know what? Let me just play football and worry about what I do. That's what it sounds like, doesn't it?
Could be Brandon Graham, maybe.
Right, exactly. It's not going to be Nigel Bradham because he doesn't care about the secondary in a sense. You know what I mean?
The running theory is that the snitch was Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah, that is the running theory.
So, yeah.
So what happens if we cut Alshon this week, Jeff? Because, like, you know, they cut Zach Brown.
Well, hey. By the way, I'm still not happy about that Zach Brown cut. I don't understand that at all.
Nobody picked him up, though, so that should tell you a lot.
It's funny, too, because then they bring up this Alex Singleton kid.
Oh, come on, man.
CFLer.
Come on. Like, if I see one more practice guy get signed, I'm just going to lose my absolute mind.
They have to sign somebody, right? I mean, whether it's like offense or defense, they got to bring somebody in, right?
Look, man, when is the last time that some practice squatter came up and did a goddamn thing in the NFL? Jeez.
Never. Preseason. Paul Turner.
Exactly. Like you see, because you're waiting on like Jalen Ramsey news or cornerback news or whatever news and everything that comes up. Because if you follow the Eagles, if you follow your favorite football teams, you probably follow like 7 or 8 beat writers of the team. So I always get a kick out of that. It's when you see the same thing, like oh look, here comes all the beat writers with the same info, and it's just some practice squad dude. It makes me laugh.
Yeah, it's a big move made. We picked someone up. Oh, wait. Eagles have acquired Duke Riley or some dumb shit.
Yes.
It's like, fuck, man. So, yeah, I would agree. I think it's Brandon Graham or Malcolm or
it's somebody on the defense that has a benefit. Like, well, if we had Jalen Ramsey, I'd have 2 more sacks because the quarterback would have to hold the football. You know what I mean? Like, somebody has to benefit from this. It's not Sidney Jones saying, boy, we really dropped the ball here.
I could see Timmy Jernigan saying something like that.
No, come on. He's not even playing. What the hell does he care?
I don't know. What happened with the Eagles? Re-listen to the show. The KC line is dropping like hot grease. Yeah. Wow, it's been dropping all week. Any news on Davis Mills? Yeah, Davis Mills ain't playing tonight. He's reported out already. A true freshman will start. I believe, or no, a walk-on.
Like a third stringer, I guess he is too.
Basically. Yes, yeah. Correct. So a dangerous situation. We'll get to that game in just a second. Donnie, any other headlines that you wanted to bring up? Did we miss anything?
I don't know. Let me do a quick spin here.
Yeah, there's always breaking news, it seems like, anymore in sports.
Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Bradley Beal getting $72 million. That's hilarious. But that's not really anything. Yeah, not really anything too much. Out of trying to make a story out of, Demaryius Thomas disrespected by getting sent to the Jets. Shut up, old man.
One person keeps forgetting about Patrick Peterson. Yeah, nobody forgets about him. He's been
I don't think they're moving that guy.
Yeah, people have talked about him around here as well.
We got robbed on Patrick. Remember the old Patrick Peterson story? Why he was going to be on the Eagles and what happened?
No, I don't.
During the lockout, I guess it was 2000. Let's say maybe 12, whatever the lockout was. The Eagles had a deal in place, which was Kevin Cobb was going to be straight up for the 5th pick in the draft. I guess it was Patrick Peterson 5th pick that year, whatever it was. That was the deal that was in place, but the deal couldn't be moved on because they had the strike and the deal fell apart. How about that, Jeff? Would have liked that, right? Cobb straight up for Patrick Peterson.
Think about that now. What a fucking loser he was.
Yeah, and see how that actually turned out when Cobb actually had some, still like, hey, I think he can still work out in this league, and the strike or the lockout threw that deal out the door.
Myles Garrett getting punched. Yeah, I heard about that.
Dude, what's up with that? I'm not really understanding that one. Why Myles Garrett wouldn't just flatline that dude?
Yeah, he can defend himself, right?
He's a giant. He said it was. Yeah,
that's crazy. All right, let's move on to Yankees Astros, Donnie. We got a game down in the Bronx tonight. We have a line currently. Where the fuck is it? Yankees 128 total. 8.5 is Greinke against. Oh, sorry, it's Greinke tonight, not Verlander. Greinke tonight, and Masahiro Tanaka. Who, Donnie, Masahiro Tanaka. I've never been a big fan of his in the regular season.
Yeah,
but he is a different pitcher in the playoffs. In fact, you look at it in his 41 career postseason innings. Tanaka 1.32 ERA, 7 starts, dating back to 2015. He has been terrific on the bump for the Yankees. If there's a weak link for this rotation, I think for the Astros, it's Zach Greinke. That park bothers me for him. Here's the thing, though. I mean, you're going to have windy conditions. I mean, it is a windy day in this area. Yeah, it's chilly as well. It'll be cold tonight. You have winds in, the 20s. You got gusts 30, 40 mile an hour. The wind is going to be a factor, I'd imagine, in this game. The Yankees have to have this game. If they lose this game, I think they're done, personally, because you look at what will happen in Game 5. I mean, you're going to come right back with, Garrett Cole or Verlander, maybe both of them. It's not what you want. This is a must-win. Yankees missed a lot of opportunities the other night, but this is a Yankee team, Donnie, that's not been hitting the baseball lately. It's a tough game, but I have to go Yankees. Tanaka's been too good. He's faced this Astros team and been pretty good. I'll lean with Tanaka here. I'm willing to lay 125, 130 here.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. It's the Yankees. Obviously, it's a must-win situation, but the wind is blowing out. It is cooler, and we heard about the baseballs. It is a smaller park, but it's almost one of those things where sometimes you want to watch. If you're going to take the over, like you're going to watch maybe a half inning of the game to see if the wind is actually affecting anything. Because I think we do put a ton of, factoring in to these brand new stadiums, like the wind effects. I mean, the Yankee Stadium is basically a complete circle where the wind is really going to affect it if the ball gets above like the roof. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how much it's going to affect it tonight. So I'll just be sitting it out and watching to see what's going to take place.
Wind is blowing it out, which again, in this ballpark, that's obviously pretty good for home runs and that kind of thing. I don't know. I look at this line, Donnie. I think the public will clearly be on the Astros. Line starting to go up the other way. I think the Yankees even it up tonight. They have to. If they don't, the season's over. They're not going to beat Houston in Houston with those two on the mound. I don't think. Cole is on another level right now, Donnie. He's
ridiculous. And that's like the Pirates just get robbed of all their talent because they're idiots. And that's like, how does that guy shake loose? You can't even hit the guy. Forget about saying we're going to beat. Like, he just does it. Like, he just goes, 7 innings, 0 earned runs. It's like, oh, man, he was a little bit off tonight.
It's so funny, too, because the other night when Game 3, he had an at-bat, Aaron Judge. It was in like the 3rd or 4th inning, and he threw a sinker to Aaron Judge, or just dropped, or whatever the pitch was. And I said to myself, it was a 2-2 count at that point. And it became 2-2. I said, throw that pitch again. Just threw the same exact pitch. Judge fucking bit on it, of course.
Yep, sure.
Yeah, I think Greinke has some trouble tonight, Donnie. And by the way, Zach Greinke, who actually, you know what? I'm not going to get down that road.
Come on, Jeff. He has issues.
Right. Yeah, social anxiety. Right. I have fucking anxiety when I go to the doctor, Donnie. Do you have any anxiety when you go to, where do you have anxiety, Donnie? You have it?
I don't really have too much anymore. I used to have anxiety, but not really too much anymore.
Oh, you miraculously cured, huh?
Yeah. You get older, you lose that. Like, yeah, as it happens.
Now, Donnie, maybe I'm stupid, or maybe I don't understand the situation, but there is a banned substance list, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you look up anxiety medications, okay, one would be obviously Lexapro, Zoloft, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I guess my question to Zach Greinke is, if you have such an issue with anxiety, why aren't you on medication?
Man, he probably is.
None of these medications are on the banned substance list. You can take them.
He probably
clearly
is.
He's not. Then what's he acting like this still for? This is him being a douche, clearly.
No, he's always. I mean, he's had it back since like before his Royals days. It's always been well documented. Like it just didn't come up.
I've seen him do interviews where he's completely fine.
Maybe he's comfortable and his meds are working that day. It's like somebody being bipolar. Like you never know, man, how these guys feel on a day-to-day basis.
Ron Fig, I have anxiety at the betting window.
It's true. Can't pull the trigger at the window.
Good point. All right, let's. Tony Soprano was on Lexapro, wasn't he?
I don't know what he was on. What was he on?
Donnie, let me ask you. I know you have a wife and kids and everything, and I got to ask you. And I want you to end this discussion for me.
Yeah.
There's always discussions on like the best character in the show, this and that. Would you agree that Gloria Trillo, who was the Mercedes-Benz salesman, if you didn't know anything about Gloria Trillo, you would have to agree she's the best looking woman in the show, right?
No, it's the Russian girl. His Russian Gumar.
Irina.
Yeah.
Really?
She's the best one. Yeah.
See, I think Gloria is.
Nah.
I love those like black eyes she had.
Yeah.
I don't know. Valentina, though, she's kind of my type, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Irina, really? I never would have took you for an Irina.
Oh, yeah. Chick. Definitely.
I watched the episode last night, Donnie, where Corrado and Tony start meeting at the Dr. Shrek's office.
Yes, yeah.
And they find out that the woman, like
the black nurse.
Yeah, who's, by the way, pretty hot.
Yes, correct, yeah.
She was a Fed.
Yes, correct.
And it's funny because Corrado basically it's very sexually harassing. Like, if he did that today.
No, you can't do it today. Come on, put that lips here.
Like, it's funny. Like, it's not funny, but we almost, like, excuse, like, old guys.
Yeah.
For just being, like, old
creepy.
Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like George Bush, the older George Bush. Rest in peace to George Bush. But, like, he used to,
Joe Biden does it.
Yeah, right.
Just grabs girls around the neck and massages them and rubs their back.
And it's like, oh, well, I'm just an old guy, so I can do that.
You're right.
That's funny.
Back in my day. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Paul Blakeslee says, as a West Ham fan, I have anxiety watching us play. You know the anthem, Donnie, for West Ham United, right?
I do not know.
I'm forever blowing bubbles.
Oh, man.
Pretty bubbles in the air. They fly so high. They hit the sky. Whoa,
that's horrible.
You never saw Green Street Hooligans?
No, but that is an awful song if that's their song.
No, it's great. The one they're all singing it. It's very cool. It's very, very, there's nothing like English soccer. You know what? There isn't. There's nothing like it. All right, let's move on, Donnie. So, what do you like in this game? Astros Yankees. Are you going to sit it out or what?
I would sit it out because I want to get the Astros in the next game. I mean, they're going to be a heavy favorite with Verlander on the mound. I like that one better. But this is a toss-up game. So again, if it's a toss-up game, Jeff, what should the right move be? Yankees.
Josh Garace is the Yankee. The Russian was gorgeous as fuck and had great tits.
Yeah, man. And the Alderman got beat over. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, Ronald Zellman.
Tony, come on!
It was so great because they play the song.
Got a drink.
Got a drink.
Oh, girl.
I'd be in trouble if you left me now.
I think these need to come. Just come on TV and just do a whole nother run around. Like every week, just put on one episode. We can all enjoy it again.
I love when I meet. You know what, Donnie? We should do that.
What?
We should do like a Sopranos viewing and like have the commentary in the back.
Yeah.
And just play it on the channel.
We should.
It's got to be legal now, right?
I mean, it should. Like we should be able to have like another box up there where the Sopranos is on. I mean, come on.
Would people watch that? Say yes.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah, yes, like it would be like you ever see the you know what, we could have a show, Jeff, just like what's the dude that's smoking weed or Action Bronson show and just do Sopranos. You get a couple guys together.
Oh, yeah, they watch that shit.
Yeah, you're talking about you're talking about other things. Like we don't have to be smoking weed and stuff. We might be able to eat some food on camera, relax, and like the Sopranos come on, just laugh and like, stop it at certain scenes and Yeah,
I mean, would anyone watch that?
I love the Action Bronson show, man.
Action Bronson's the best.
He is cool, man. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, he's a great rapper as well.
Yeah.
Donnie, would you ever cry over a team?
When I was a kid, I did, but no, not at this age. No,
I have at this age.
You have? Why?
Yes, I did when the Eagles went to Super Bowl.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Not cried, but I was upset.
Yeah. No, like the most devastated. Like back in my early, I mean, I cried when the Flyers lost in '87 to Edmonton in Game 7. I actually cried before I went to bed. I was so upset about it. But after that, never really. And was I 10 years old at that point? So. After that, not really, but the worst, like I didn't recover for like weeks in like my social life and like work life in 2002 when the Eagles lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. Like that hurt me more than like anything in my life.
Yeah, you were beaten up over that.
Yes. I was.
Well, I have to do a list. I have to rank the hottest Sopranos characters. I definitely got to do a list.
A new one.
Charmaine Bucco is up there for me too.
Jeff, what about when she came at the table? That's FBI over there.
Yeah, I just posted it on Twitter the other day.
Did you? I didn't.
I just saw it.
I was watching a couple highlights when it comes to Sil when it comes over.
Yeah,
to
they were
table,
so mad about it.
I know your wife said, "Hey, Sil."
Yeah, he goes, she's making jokes about FBI now.
Makes a comment. I know your wife's ass is back or something like that, but it's still coming.
Tony's like, "So relax." Yeah, it's in season 3. It's like I think it's in that Amu-Fu episode.
Or if you never had, hey, I got a new drink tonight over here at the bar. It's called a Dirty Martina. Heard it goes down real easy.
It's Benny. He goes over to the family. It's like going over to you and your wife having dinner. Correct. And he goes, "Hey, Benny." They go, "What do we have to drink tonight?" And he goes, "You ever have a Martina? It's a martini from Albania. It goes down real nice."
Easy or something.
He goes, "Hey, Benny, you ever have a Martina?" And he like looks up.
Yep.
How about Donnie when Tony, when Carmela gets driven home by that psycho Gloria Trillo?
Yeah. Yep.
And he's sitting there eating the cereal.
Fantastic.
And she goes, "What a nice lady."
He stopped.
And he goes, and she goes, "Who?" And he goes, she goes, "Oh, this woman from Globe Motors."
Yeah, the Mercedes.
Gloria Trillo. And he stops eating. He just gets up and walks away. He like walks in and grabs her and it's fucking over.
Yep. Then I need to get Patsy to handle it.
Yeah. You go near him and his family again, they're going to be scraping your nipples off my dashboard.
And it'll be the last face you'll see is mine, not Tony's.
And the last face you'll see, not Tony's. Yeah, what a great fucking show, man.
Fantastic.
All right, let's move on here. What do we got next? We got tonight's game, Chiefs and Broncos.
Yeah, good one.
We've talked about this game all week, Donnie. I think for me, I think that the 3.5 number, that's really where I was confident betting this game.
I'm still confident with it.
Yeah, now it's down to 3. Obviously, we know what the Chiefs' deficiencies are. Right now, this is not a good defensive team, and I don't think you're going to go on the road and automatically figure it out. You have a team that I think if you're Denver, the game plan has to be run the football. I'm running the football a ton. I told you yesterday, the day before, if I'm them tonight, I'm looking to play like Navy. I'm looking to run the ball 70% of the time, occasionally hit Noah Fant over the middle, find Emmanuel Sanders, find someone over the middle. Simplify the game. This is a game, Donnie, where I feel like Joe Flacco will flourish because he's good in this role. That game manager, just keeping the chains moving. And this is a Denver defense now that's slowly getting some real confidence. Last week, they were terrific. And listen, for all it's worth with the Titans, I know they're not a good offense. But Donnie, this ain't the Dolphins or the Jets or the Redskins. This is a competent offense. They have some good receivers. They have Derrick Henry. To shut them out, that's pretty impressive. I think Mahomes has some issues. I think he's trying to play through. And I think we've learned with guys like Cam Newton, that's never good. I like the Denver Broncos in this game.
Yeah, I mean, you're taking a look at Denver, Jeff. Top 10 defense overall. Their coverage has been fantastic this year. They don't really get home as much as you would want them to do. And, Bradley Chubb being down does hurt them. But you should get enough out of Von Miller in that rush tonight. But their run defense has been good. Their tackling is good. And also, this isn't Kansas City, Jeff, fully healthy, raring, and ready to go. It's not what it is. You're talking about a quarterback who's probably going to be, up there in the MVP talk as he is every year, but he's on like one leg, man, whether it's knee injuries or ankle injuries. You also have wide receiver Tyreek Hill trying to work his way back in. You're still not going to have a couple other weapons on the outside for wide receiver, but also the more important thing is it's a Thursday night football game. You're already a banged up football team. Now you're going on the road. You're going to play in elevation. You're getting points as the home team in Denver. When you take a look at Denver's season, outside of the Oakland Raiders game, which it looks like we're no longer laughing like, ha ha, Denver got beat by Oakland. They suck. Like Oakland looks like they're actually a decent football team. They lose to the Chicago Bears at home when they should have won that game. Jeff, we watched that together. Green Bay, they go on the road. It was 27-16, but that game was a lot closer, and a key fumble inside the 5 changed the game. Jacksonville Jaguars, they had them on the ropes. They should have been up 17 points in the half, let that slip away. Then they beat the Chargers on the road and beat Tennessee at home. Lower scoring game. I think that favors Denver tonight.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah. This is a simple one for you and I think. I agree. I like the spot. I like Denver as well.
If you have we're talking like Kansas City's defense, forget about everything we know about it. It looks. I don't know if Fuller's going to play. I don't think Fuller's going to play them with the broken thumb. But outside of Tyrann Mathieu and Frank Clark, they don't have much. So you're looking at a defense that can't stop the run and can't sack the passer. Denver's going to be in this football game. And by the way, if Denver wins this game, sitting at 3-4,
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Because next week, you're going to, sooner or later, you're going to get Bryce Callahan back. You remember him from the Bears last year before he got banged up and injured. One of the better cover cornerbacks in the NFL. Definitely. And also, Juwan James went down early in the season. He comes back and is healthy. This team only gets better.
I agree, 100%. Yeah. By the way, Kansas City giving up 5.2 yards a carry. This was a horrific run defense last year. This is a horrific run defense this year. And you have some question marks on offense right now. Is this a betting show or The View?
The View.
You must be real fun at parties, Christian. I'm sure you're that guy that.
Now, look, he said that. So with that comment, that means he actually watches The View, correct? Why would you bring that up? Like, you even know what The View is about?
Listen, Christian, our goal here is to have fun, give out good betting advice,
and
give
talk
great
Sopranos.
Content, right? And talk about stuff that makes people happy and makes people smile. I don't know if you know this, Christian, but our goal is to also entertain. Our goal is to also give you a slice of life maybe you don't have during your workday. Why don't you just shut up and listen? How about that?
Look, because I'm like a lot of people, which probably like you're on the road, you're in the gym, you have your phone on, you got a couple minutes to spare. You're not even watching it live maybe later. And it's like, you know what? I got a couple laughs out of that. Come on.
Exactly. Plus, you get a game or two. You bet. You get some info. Maybe you're not ready to.
Maybe you bet Troy last night. You're feeling good now. Come on, people.
Yeah, maybe you should just, as usual, Christian, shut up, smell the coffee, and just listen. Why don't you just let us do what we do, okay? Because
by the way, Jeff,
you're here.
What do you think about the total tonight, though? 40. It's actually 49. Kansas City is not built for the under. But if there is one team built for the under, Jeff, it's Denver.
And Denver, I think if you like Denver, you got to take the under.
7-minute drives, Jeff. Yeah, 7-minute drives. Yes.
Right. You're buying into the fact that Denver will stop Kansas City as well.
It ain't like Houston, where like Deshaun Watson's going to run wild. You got 2 capable running backs and dynamite wide receivers. Cortland Sutton, by the way, Jeff, we saw him coming down the line in college football, and he looks like he's living up to what he was supposed to be. He's good, man.
I mean, he was one of the best receivers in the country at SMU.
He was amazing.
Another thing about Christian or Cortland Sutton is the fact that he really never had a quarterback at SMU. I mean, it was like Ben Hicks and guys like that. You think if he had, I mean, Donnie, think about him in like a Big 12 offense.
Who did he have before? Who was before Ben Hicks? There was a guy that was slinging it all over the lot down there. I don't remember who it was.
At SMU?
Yes.
You're thinking of Tulsa. That was Dane Evans.
Hold on.
Yeah, he was at SMU.
See if I can get some of these. They're just showing now. I would like to see SMU quarterbacks from the past.
Who do you got? I'm telling you,
McElhenney, 83.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Dane Evans. He was at Tulsa.
Maybe it'll come up anyway.
I watched Taken last night. It was on IFC. Yeah, good movie. Not a good portrait of certain subcultures, but
Shedja, yeah,
Shedja, yes. They actually mentioned Tropoia, Donnie.
Yes,
that's where my ancestors are from.
There you go.
Tropoia. All right. Big man bottomed out Christian like Tony bottomed out Meadows' boyfriend in the bathroom. Settle down, Hal. Garrett Gilbert. Is that who you're thinking of, Donnie?
I don't know. I'll have to go back. It's not ringing a bell, though.
Garrett Gilbert, he was at Texas Tech, I think. I don't know.
You're just throwing it around.
All right. Tonight's college. I'm not really involved in these games. Tough card. UCLA, Stanford. I said yesterday, as long as I get Davis Mills, I'm not betting this game, and we're not getting Davis Mills. So to me, it's a pass. I think the under could have some value here. At this number with these two quarterbacks, I think it's first to 20 likely wins this game. I think UCLA, for what it's worth, is a bit better defensively. I don't think they're a 63-point Washington State scoring on. I don't think that's who they are. I think they're a little bit kind of more like that Cincinnati game where they were actually decent. UL Lafayette, Arkansas State. Donnie, this seems like a game up your alley. UL Lafayette.
Yeah, we got to roll with them. By the way, going back to Hal Abrams' comment, Jeff, I didn't chime in because I thought he was going a different direction until I actually read it. Because if like you have a different mindset and you read big man bottomed out somebody else bottomed out. Right, so I was like, I don't know about that. But now I'm actually reading it and I actually understand what he meant. So I wasn't commenting on that too quickly because I was like, I don't know where that was going.
Okay, you're thinking about it from a homophobic perspective.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't know about that one.
Okay. Yes.
No, but in the bathroom, he took the gun from him, beat him up and left him in there. Yeah, I see what he's saying.
Oh, yeah, that's when he found Jackie.
Correct. Yeah. I didn't know where that comment was going, so I didn't want to.
I love how he says he was at a bachelor party. It's like, okay, where's everyone else at? Because I only see you here.
Tony. And why does Tony get to beat everybody up, too? Like, the Hot Pepper Flakes guy. Like, there's no way that he would be able to beat that guy up.
Who, Perry Annunziata?
Yeah, exactly. My mother says it should count to 10.
Mr. Teenage Bloomfield. But yeah, Donnie, hey, by the way, I wanted to tell you. So what does UL Lafayette do well?
Run.
Last week against Georgia State, take a guess at how many rushing yards Arkansas State gave.
Well, I'm looking at it now, so I don't want to give it away.
340.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm actually starting to kind of like UL Lafayette.
Yes,
They're the free pick of the day. They're going to fucking destroy Arkansas.
They are running wild. I'm telling you, it's rare in college football. Like, you usually get one. You don't get like 4 dominant running backs on one team. So he's limping a little. It doesn't even matter. They have so many backs, man. Let's go.
Yeah, UL Lafayett's really good. One of the top rushing attacks in the country. They're off a loss. Yep. Arkansas State, this is not Terrence Broadway ain't walking to the door for Arkansas State anymore. This is a bad team. They're horrific defensively, Donnie.
Yep.
Just
Logan Bonner out for the season. Yeah, come on, man. Enough.
Yeah. Big man, I can't wait. Let's put this one on the fucking screen. Big man, I can't wait for that new Sammy the Bull interview with Valuetainment.
Huh?
You can't wait?
He loves it, Jeff.
He's a fucking rat. What the fuck do we care what he thinks? Why are you watching that? Why are you giving that shit play? I'm sure you want to hear what Tekashi 6ix9ine has to say too. Fuck that old decrepit fuck, Sammy the Bull.
Jeff, put Hal Abrams' comment up because you can't hit the boss. There's a good episode where Tony was sitting out by the lake with a black eye saying that rug wasn't there. It would have been him on the ground, not me.
Yeah, there is a general thought that you can't. And in fact, people have been killed over that, Donnie.
Yes.
Hitting the boss.
But she was a hooah. True.
All All right, couple more things here, and then we'll wrap up here. Chef, so for me on the show tonight, I like the Yankees, and I like UL Lafayette.
I like the Yankees. Yeah, the Yankees. I'm on the same page as you, man. Same page.
Donnie, what are you looking forward to with the NFL this week? Anything on your mind?
I like a couple things already moved on, which I really like. But, since we are Eagle fans and I haven't made a move, and I'm not going to say you've made a move, but I don't know if you want to announce what the move is, but I know what you like. But you want to talk about one of those things where me and Jeff bring this up because people are going to say all the time, and they do it to us even more, Jeff, in college basketball. Like when you say, like, Jeff will bring up a point saying, dude, their starting point guard is out. It doesn't matter. The 1 point is baked into the line. It doesn't matter. And like certain injuries really matter. We're not talking about like a random 3 that you can replace them with 3 different people. If you're not following injuries or trying to jump ahead of injuries in this Dallas Cowboys-Eagles football game, you're going about gambling all wrong, to be honest with you. This is fascinating. Are the tackles going to play? Is the wide receiver going to play? Is Nigel Bradham going to play? Is Jason Peters, who is actually going to be out? Is Deshaun Jackson going to play? How are they going to rebound in this? Is Jalen Mills going to play? This is the stuff that I love about football season, Jeff, where you can spend hours and you just try to make the right decision on information that you don't really have, but you can make a smart enough informed decision, right?
Yeah, I think if you're reading through the tea leaves, and at least as far as I know.
And it's Thursday. Keep in mind, like they play Sunday. You can't just magically be like, oh, I feel really good. These guys, if you can't run around on Thursday, how effective are you going to be on Sunday, Jeff?
Keep in mind, today, according to David Hellman, who is a reporter for the Dallas Cowboys, DallasCowboys.com, Randall Cobb, Amari Cooper, Byron Jones, Anthony Brown are all absent from practice today. Tyron Smith and Lyle Collins mixed into O-line drills, which, again, it's not going to be easy to come and play. Let's say they do play. Listen, the Amari thing is the big thing. And, look, the fact that he didn't practice today or yesterday is not a good sign.
He's the key for the Eagles because if you would have came into the Minnesota game last week, Jeff, and they said, what? It doesn't look like Thielen's going to play. You're like, whoa. Like, that's not like an offensive, like, you're going directly at a weakness. Amari Cooper last year, Jeff, I texted you yesterday, and anyway, 10 catches, 217 yards, and 3 scores when the Eagles had shitty cornerbacks last year when everybody was injured as well. If he's not in the game, it completely changes the environment.
Yeah, you saw last week what they were without Amari Cooper. Yeah, it's a big loss. Mm-hmm. And I'm under the impression, as far as I can see, and Donnie, here's what also tells me that he's not going to play. This line went down at 2.5 last night, like at night. Mm-hmm. I think that's an indication that somebody knows something here. He ain't playing this week, and he's probably worth a half a point, probably, right?
But it's the ultimate matchup. It's like saying, how can we even put it, Jeff? Khalil Mack is going up against a 5th-round draft pick rookie as a tackle as opposed to your starter. Like, that's a really impacting. Maybe if Vinny Curry's going against, a backup, you say, oh, well, he should win. But I'm talking about a position that can annihilate another team. That's what's so key about it. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think you're onto something here. And again, I like the Eagles in this spot. I've said it all week. I've had pretty good feels on the Eagles and whether they're going to win or not. And I do believe that they're going to win here. I really believe that. And by the way, Jeff, like in another one, the 425 game, probably a national game, New Orleans and Chicago. You're seeing now coming out, Alvin Kamara, possible high ankle sprain, missed practice Wednesday, was hobbled last week out of nowhere, which is kind of hilarious. Like I had New Orleans last week +1. I'm like, yeah, Kamara should be good. He gets injured. The line goes to like 3, and I'm like, I'm going to lose this game. I can't even believe it. And that's the game that won fairly easily if you had the New Orleans Saints. But now flipping it over here, that's a tough spot, man. You're going on to a sloppy track. You're going to have Kamara a little bit iffy if he does play. How does New Orleans score in here? Or this is new New Orleans, Jeff. It says, they're going to lean on the defense, and Chicago's offense stinks, Yeah, I said it early in the week. I think this total's low. Obviously, we know why. But I think this is going to be a tough game to watch. I think both teams are going to play in the teens. I think it's kind of a lot like the Titans game last week, the Titans-Saints game. You just have a better defense here in the Bears. So, yeah, I think the under makes a lot of sense in this game. I think it's an ugly game to watch. How about the other one, Jeff? 463, 464, Rams and the Atlanta Falcons. Now, some people are getting surprised by this line movement where it was 3.5 all week, and now they get Jalen Ramsey. And now we're looking at, some of the sharper books, Jeff, -3 plus 106, which means we're headed just like the Eagles territory down to a 2.5. I got to tell you, I'm rooting for a certain situation in this game. And that's for some reason, like if the Rams, because they wanted, Jalen Ramsey's not hurt, but it's still a lot of technicalities. You're getting him out there, passing the physical. He got in late. He hasn't practiced yet. And maybe we shouldn't rush into this and we'll just give him that full breath of fresh air coming later, because technically you expected to have Ramsey, you expected to have Aqib Talib, and you expected to have Marcus Peters. If you don't get any of those guys in the secondary, I know Atlanta struggles with up front and Aaron Donald's going to get home, but there's nobody home to protect the fort in the back end.
It would be very surprising to me if this isn't the highest scoring game of the day. Listen, I've said a lot, and you have as well.
Yeah.
Atlanta is horrific defensively. I mean, they are really bad. They're the worst defense in the league. It's not close. And what makes them so great with overs is their offense is just as good as far as the total different wavelength.
Yeah, Matt Ryan can deliver with those weapons.
All they do is throw. They don't run. Every drive, it's just bombing it down the field and
incomplete passes, stopping the clock. Yep, 3 and out in 35 seconds.
And another thing you like about this game, Donnie, is McVay has made it clear he'll play in shootouts. He'll let Goff throw the ball 70 times.
Yeah,
and you have Gurley banged up. You got Brown banged up. You're almost going to be forced to throw the football. No.
Yeah, the only thing that worries you a little bit. And it was something that I thought could possibly happen. And Kyler Murray was really good last week. But the offensive line for the Rams is so banged up and beat up. And the one thing you do have a little bit on that front line for Atlanta is speed. I wonder how much that factors in. But when you talk about wide receivers winning, Jeff, versus a secondary, if Jared Goff has time and if he could just be a competent quarterback, how do they not just destroy that Atlanta secondary, man? It's in a dome. It's a fast track. You're not going to have any weather concerns,
Because I don't think they can stop the Falcons either. So that's my concerns. And again, let's say Jalen Ramsey plays. How many snaps is he playing? He ain't coming in.
Yeah, see, that's the interesting part of it, because if he does come back and he is healthy, now granted, he didn't have a great season last year, hasn't played great when he did play this year, but he should be able to slow down Julio. But if he's not
in game shape though, is he? He hasn't played in weeks.
Yeah, but he's not hurt though. He's been practicing, doing his workouts and stuff like that. Yeah.
He looked like he was limping into the meeting room last night. There was a video posted of him walking in.
What, did he have to do that in order to pass the physical? You said you had a back injury. All
no,
right,
they he got out of the car and walked into the facility and it looked like he was limping. I don't know.
He was dapping everybody up.
He just was like, how you feel? I feel good,
Yeah.
All right, Donnie, that's that for the show today. Been about an hour. What do you got going on today? Anything?
No, I got a couple phone calls I got to get to, and normal. I got to get a cut for the weekend, get ready for my appearances. And Fletcher Cox is back in practice today, but no, Jeff. By the way, before we get out of here, real quick on this, I'm having a problem. I'm having a real problem with this.
It's brutal.
You got one game out of Deshaun Jackson, who the reason you signed Deshaun Jackson, the one thing the Eagles did not have was a deep threat, and it was so important to get that deep threat. So either somebody dropped the ball in the front office or their crackpot, health staff is outrageously poor. The fact that we're going to get one game over the first 9 games with the one thing you needed in this offense and you didn't prepare for it once it went down, I'm sorry, man. I can't let this go, man. I'm sorry.
I'm also kind of irritated with Donnie. I thought we heard about how good Ortega Whiteside was.
Mac Hollins. How about last week they threw the fade in the end zone? The Mac Hollins looked like he had no shot to catch it, and he didn't. I'm like, my God,
it's brutal.
My God.
And it's you don't go out and do anything to replenish it. I know you get Miles Sanders or whatever, but look, Donnie, you look at 57. They pick Whiteside, right? I mean, I got to tell you, man, I wouldn't mind Paris Campbell here. The burner from Ohio State. DK Metcalf was on the board there. I would have thought at that point, I think he was a good pick there. Jalen Hurd, who is playing well for San Francisco. I mean, there's so many guys here that have made Devin Singletary, Donnie. He's made an instant impact. I mean, they're skill position.
Well, I mean, you needed a wide receiver, but like you're trying to like Alshon Jeffrey is a bigger, better version of Arcega White. You know what I mean? Like he's a big red zone. Don't we have enough red zone targets? Our wide receivers like 6'9" as it is. You needed a burner, and you went out and get Shelton Gibson.
Look at some of the receivers you took after fucking Whiteside. Paris Campbell, who's doing pretty well. Yeah. DK Metcalf. Who else? Jalen Hurd. Hakeem Butler, Iowa State.
Yeah, but are they fast guys, though?
All these guys are quick.
How about McLaren? He's burning it up out there. How about him?
Yeah, McLaren.
Third rounder.
Sure.
Yeah, McLaren, yeah.
He's another one. I mean, it's like all these guys are much better options.
Wouldn't that work, too? You see McLaren on a trash offense still getting wide open because he's fast? Yeah, that would have helped.
Oh. They're just not good at drafting. I mean, it's not good enough. I mean, I don't know what else to say here. And it's annoying because, we all seem to see it, but they can't seem to see it, So, All right, let's wrap it up here. You all have a great day. Thanks for checking out the show. You got phone calls today. What's that all about? Yeah. Cool. All right, we're out of here. Have a good day, everybody.
By the way, phone calls, like I have to dial people and be like, get my play of the week for 16. You know what I mean? Yeah. We got to do that. We're touts. That's what we do.
Yeah, right. Got to hit the phones, as they say. All right, we're out of here. We'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. It's Thursday here. We'll be back Friday. We'll relive the night in sports. A lot of things going on tonight. Have fun. For us, I like the Yankees. I also like UL Lafayette. We'll rock with those two. And you're going to also, Donnie, rock with the Denver, free pick Denver Broncos, right?
Free pick Denver Broncos. Jeff, we don't need the points tonight, Jeff.
Oh, you think you're going to win?
Money line that bad boy.
Okay. I don't disagree with you.
We don't need the points.
Have a great day. We'll see you Friday here on the right side of campus. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe so you never miss a video. We got other stuff on the channels as well. Donnie and I did the mega preview last night for college football. Make sure you check that out. So many Week 8 games. Joe Duffy and I looked at Boise, Hawaii, and a couple other games as well. Boise, BYU, I'm sorry. You all have a great day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.